Now the new topic which we will be taking up is that when you are writing the Kc expression, you know now how to write the Kc expression now for a reaction, you know that. Just write the concentration of product divided by reactants, you know that, right? And for gaseous component, you know that instead of that we write the the expression in terms of Kp, right? The partial pressure of a component enclosed in a bracket raised to the power, you know that how to write now, right? So I am just telling you that when you are writing the Kc expression, so there are few substances whose like you can say the concentration is taken as unity, right? So you need to remember that all solids, I am writing for you, all solids and all pure liquids, their concentration is taken as 1, right? So whenever you get to see any pure solid or any pure liquid, its concentration is to be taken as unity, right? And moreover, if we talk about the solvent which is present in excess, so its concentration is also not varied too much, therefore in this case we take its concentration also as 1, right? So I will be just telling you that just keep in mind, so whenever you get to see an equation in which a pure solid or a pure liquid is present, take its concentration as 1, unity, right? And if you get to see a solvent which is present in excess amount, then also its concentration is going to be taken as 1, right? But it is an exceptional case, like if you get to see that there are few components which are reacting and there exists a homogeneous equilibrium, that means all of them occur in one phase and that phase has to be a liquid phase, right? Again I am repeating, if you get to see a chemical reaction in which all the components, the reactants and the products are present in a liquid phase, that is they form the homogeneous equilibrium, in that case we do not take the concentration of liquid as 1, right? It is only for the heterogeneous equilibrium reactions in which the concentration of liquids is taken as the 1, right? So all the solid and the liquid which is present in the heterogeneous equilibrium, they constitute the concentration of 1, and for the solvent which is present in excess amount, its concentration is also taken as unity, right? Now I will make you practice how to write the expression for Kc and how you have to substitute the value for it, right? So the question which we are taking up next is, write equilibrium constant expression for following, right? So the first question we have is CH4 in gaseous state plus 2O2 in gaseous state reversible CO2 gaseous plus 2H2O liquid, right? The second question, I am leaving a space because we will be doing the answer here, so that because when you will be writing the expression you need to just focus on that main equation, right? So I am just leaving a space for the answer here, right? So the second one we have is 2SO2 gaseous state, O2 gaseous state reversible 2SO3 again in a gaseous state. I am leaving a space, I am writing the third question here, right? So it is C in solid state plus CO2 in gaseous state reversible forms 2CO in gaseous state, right? And likewise we have two more. I will just erase it. You remember that what I wrote, that the concentration of all solid and the all liquid are taken to be 1, and the solvent which is present in excess, then also its concentration is taken to be 1. This what I wrote here. So I have just rubbed because we will be doing the questions based on this, right? So the fourth one is Pb2 positive in aqueous state, CrO4 2 negative again in aqueous state forms PbCrO4 in solid state. The fifth one we will be discussing will be AgBr solid state, Ag positive aqueous, Br negative again in aqueous state, right? Now we will be writing the expression for them, right? So what I will do, I will make a box here so that the answer is clear to you, and we will do the answer in this box. Right. So we have different answer boxes for different questions. So as to make you more clear, because I want that when you go through this lecture, you should be fully prepared with the chemical equilibrium and you should not have any hesitation in doing any kind of questions. right? So just look at the board. So how I am going to write the Kc expression? First of all, when you will get to see the equilibrium constant, so the first thing that should strike in your mind that you need to write an expression for Kc, right? And we know that when we write the expression for Kc, what we write the concentration of product divided by the concentration of reactant, and if the moles are present, we just make the stoichiometric coefficient, or we can say we use them as the superscript, right? This is what I am doing. So product is this and this, CO2 and H2O. So first I am going to write here CO2 gaseous, H2O liquid, right? And we have the moles too. CO2 has 1 mole and water has 2 moles, divided by the reactant CH4 gaseous, O2 again gaseous, and mole is 2, right? And as I told you, and when we consider all solids and liquids, their concentration is taken as unity. So I am just removing them who of them out of them is present in a solid or liquid form. So in this reaction, this is present in gaseous state, this is in gaseous state, this is in gaseous state, but this is in liquid state. So that means it can be neglected in an expression, right? So the expression comes out to be, so you don't need to write actually the H2O, so I am just removing the H2O along with the moles, right? So this is what you are going to see. This is the answer, that if you get the question, write the equilibrium constant. So just do not write the constant which involves the pure solid and the pure liquid. So in this equilibrium constant expression, we need to write only CO2 divided by the concentration of CH4 and the O2 raised to power 2, right? So similarly the second one, again we will be writing Kc. So Kc will be equal to this SO3, because it is a product, raised to power 2, again it is in gaseous state, divided by reactant 2 moles, again in gaseous state, product O2, it is in gaseous state. We do not have any solid, liquid or a solvent which is present in excess, so that means the Kc expression comes out to be this only. We do not need to remove anything, right? So this is the answer for the second one. So now we are considering the third one. So when I have to write the expression for Kc, I am writing it as CO. I think it is clear, it is carbon monoxide. So I am writing carbon monoxide 2 moles gaseous divided by carbon in solid form, product CO2 in gaseous form, no moles, right? So here I can see that C is present in a solid form. That means its concentration is taken to be unity. So no need to write it. So I am just removing this from the expression. So the Kc just depend upon, in this reaction, that is the CO2 raised to power 2 and the CO raised to power 2, and the next divided by the CO in gaseous form, right? So just to make you clear, I am just rubbing it and just writing in the middle, it is CO2 gaseous state, right? So similarly I am doing it for the fourth one. So when I am writing the Kc expression for it, it is again the product PbCrO4 solid form divided by Pb2 positive aqueous form, CrO4 2 negative, again in an aqueous form, right? So what you get to see here is a pure solid, only one pure solid, no liquid is present. Aqueous, like in case of aqueous, you don't need to take as unity, because aqueous is something else, and when you take pure liquid, that unity is only for the pure liquid. But here we get to see the aqueous solution, that means the solution which contain these kind of ions. So we don't take its concentration as unity, we take the concentration of only pure liquids, right? So don't neglect them, right? We have to neglect only this. So when we will be neglecting this, what we will be doing, instead of it we will be putting the 1, because it is taken as unity. So we will be writing just 1. So it is the expression for the Kc, right? So just looking on this question, again when we will be writing the Kc expression, it will be product aqueous. I told you aqueous not to be neglected, product Br, again aqueous not to be neglected, divided by AgBr in solid state. So that means this can be neglected. So that means because its concentration is taken as 1, so no need to write it also. So the Kc expression for this reaction comes out to be only this, right? So I think you are familiar now how to write the Kc expressions for all of them. Just what you have to consider, write the Kc in terms like the products above and the reactants lower raised to their powers. And the second step, just look for their states. If there is any pure solid or liquid, just remove it, because instead of that we can take as 1. So whether you write 1 or not, it is not important, but whenever 1 comes in the numerator you need to write that, right? Because when you will write Pb2 positive aqueous CrO4 just like that, it will make a different meaning, right? And if you will write 1 divided by this will make a different meaning, as we know that 2 has a different meaning and 1 by 2 has a different meaning, right? So similarly, in this case, when you have any component, suppose only one component is present in the numerator and its value is taken as 1, so you need to write the 1, you need to specify it, right? And in this case, as we have 1 in the denominator, so whether you write or not, it will hardly make any difference, right? So this is how you are going to do. Just first write the expression. Second, just look for the components who are present in a pure solid and liquid form, just remove them, instead of it write 1, right? And if the solvent is present in excess, then only you do that, right? And also keep in mind, for the aqueous solution you do not neglect, right? So this is an important thing, because sometimes you get confused with the liquid and the aqueous. The unity is taken only for the pure liquids, not for the aqueous, because aqueous something means that it is a particular substance present and in the water is also present along. We are talking about the pure liquids, right? So this is how you are going to write the expression for Kc. Now what we will be taking up next, now we know that I think I will just recall the topics what we have done. We have done reversible and irreversible reaction. Then we did what is actually equilibrium. You know that now, what is equilibrium, right? Then we did physical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. You know that also, and with the characteristics as well. And now you know what is Kc and Kp. You know how you can relate Kc and Kp. That is clear to you. And moreover, you know how to write the expression for Kc and what to neglect and what not to neglect, right? So before we proceed further, we will be taking up few more questions. So before we proceed further, I want you to explain what are the characteristics of the Kc. So as we have just studied about the Kc, so we should know that what are the characteristics of Kc, or you can say what are the actual properties of the Kc, what we get to see, the equilibrium constant expression, right? First property is that its value is independent of the initial concentration of reactants, because equilibrium constant is written only when the equilibrium is achieved, you know that. And so, and the equilibrium do not depend upon the initial concentration of the reactant, it actually depends upon the concentration that is present at that equilibrium state. When the equilibrium is achieved, then what concentration is present of the reactant, that what matters. It do not depend upon the initial concentration of the reactant, right? And moreover, its value is fixed at fixed temperature. That means if the temperature will change, that means the T is the value for the Kc is going to be changed. The value of Kc is fixed for a particular temperature, because as the temperature changes, the concentration, the reactant, the concentration, or you can say the reaction rate also changes, right? So we it has a definite value for the definite temperature. The third what we have is its value is not affected by catalyst. Its value is not affected by catalyst. It is actually independent of the catalyst. You know that what the catalyst is, a substance which just increase the rate of reaction without undergoing any change in itself, right? So catalyst is just going to increase the rate of reaction, or you can say it will just help in achieving the equilibrium faster. It will not have any effect on the Kc value, right? Neither on its expression nor on its value, right? And the fourth characteristics what we have is very important. So just look at the board. Suppose I have a reaction. I am just explaining you this characteristic with an example, right? I have a reaction, right, this. So what you get to see in this, that here the product is 2 moles and the reactant is 1 mole and H2 is again 1 mole, right? If I get to write an expression for Kc, how I will be writing it? All are in gaseous form, so nothing to be neglected. So this is how I am going to write it, right? Now I am substituting the value, that is the moles which are present in them. So Kc is 2 moles, H2 concentration 1 mole, I2 concentration again 1 mole. So Kc comes out to be 4, right? So I think it's clear how I have done it. Now I am just reversing the reaction. That means now my reactants are Hi and my products are H2 and I2, right? I am writing an expression, Kc expression for this as well, right? So it comes out to be this, you know how to write it, right? So again we get to see 2 moles, 1 mole, 1 mole. I am putting the values in the Kc expression. So H and H2 and I2 1 mole, right? Hi 2 moles, we have square also, so it comes out to be 1 by 4. This is what I wanted to prove you. What you have noticed in this reaction, see, first I calculated the Kc expression for this reaction, then I just reversed the reaction, and what I get to see that the Kc value just got, you can say it just became 1 by this, that means the reciprocal of the original value. So this is what I wanted to explain you, which I have explained with an example, and if you get a question like this, so just explain it with some kind of reaction, right? You will have a better explanation in that case. So what is the fourth characteristics? What I wanted to tell you is that the Kc expression just reverses for the backward reaction. So that means if for a forward reaction we have a Kc as 4, so that means for the backward reaction we are going to have 1 by 4. So that means the Kc expression, you can say either of it, you can write that if on one side the Kc expression comes out to be this, then on the other side it is going to be 1 by Kc dash, right? So or you can say that a new Kc dash value will be reciprocal of the original Kc value. So this is what I wanted to explain you, that as we will reverse the reaction, the Kc is going to be also reversed, right? See, the Kc expression, or you can say any operation which we are carrying out on a chemical reaction has a direct effect on the Kc value as well, right? And I will show you with few more example as well. I think it's clear that if you will reverse the reaction, the Kc value is also going to reverse, right? And as I explained you with an example, so just keep in mind whenever you are asked about it, just explain with an answer, because you can give the better information with an example. Instead of writing the characteristics, you can have the better explanation with an example when you state that as I stated for you. So the fourth characteristic is that suppose if the original chemical equation, see, always when you operate a chemical equation with multiplication or a division, it is going to have the direct effect on the Kc. Just keep in mind. So see, if the original chemical equation is multiplied by 2, then the Kc is, for Kc also you do the square, right? And if the original chemical equation is divided by 2, then also you get to have this Kc value as square root. So it has the effect that you just square root Kc. And similarly, if you just multiply it with 3, you will have a cube root. So that is what I wanted to say, that if you operate a chemical equation with certain factor, it is going to have the direct effect on the Kc. If you are multiplying the equation with any factor, it is going to be square root, or you can say the twice, thrice of that, the Kc as well. And if you are dividing the equation with any factor, it is just the square root or the cube root you will be doing for the Kc as well, right? So one more characteristic which is just striking in my mind. Suppose I have a reaction, this. So what you get to see in this reaction, I am just stating with an example. So it is that the A and B are the reactant and they are forming the product AB, and C is acting as a catalyst. You know that whenever the catalyst catalyzes the chemical reaction, the reaction don't happen in the one step, right? Because the catalyst form the reaction intermediate, right? So I am just explaining this reaction, that how it is occurring. So it is occurring in 2 steps, right? So first it is just combining with one of the reactant and forming the reaction intermediate, and then this reaction intermediate help in reacting with the other reactant, which leads to the formation of product, and catalyst is again reformed, right. So this chemical reaction, this what I wrote in one step actually occur in two steps, right. So suppose for one step the Kc expression comes out to be Kc1, right, and for the second step it comes out to be Kc2. This is an example I am just taking, that if the Kc expression for the first one is Kc1 and for the second one it is Kc2, right. So what is going to be the expression for this chemical equation, which is actually a club of these two equations. So you just what you have to see, that Kc3, I will write the 3 here as subscript. So whether I write the subscript, I am just taking that, I can take the x, y, z also. So instead of that I am taking Kc1, Kc2, Kc3. This is what how just you want to explain, you can do that, right. So it is just what we need to have is that the final Kc value is actually the multiplication of the two Kc values of the two equations which are taking in place in the different steps. So these are the characteristics of the Kc. Again I am repeating. First, it is independent of the initial concentration of reactant. We know that we write Kc only in case of the equilibrium, and equilibrium doesn't get affected with what the initial concentration of the reactant is, right. It is just concerned that what is the concentration of the reactant or the product when it reaches the equilibrium, right. So the second, it is fixed, the value is fixed of Kc value is fixed for at fixed temperature. It does not change, it changes only when the temperature is changed. It is not affected by the presence of catalyst, right. And if you reverse the reaction, the Kc value is also reversed. So that means if for a, you can say for the forward reaction the value is x, the Kc value is x, then for the backward it is going to be 1 by x, right. And if you operate chemical equation with any factor, if you are multiplying, it is also getting the square root. You can say it's the square of that Kc value. If you are dividing, it gets square root, right. So similarly, if the reaction occur in different steps, then the reaction which comes out to be when it comes after adding those steps, the Kc for that you can say this the reaction which occur in the one step is actually the multiplication of the Kc expression for the different reaction, right. So this is how you are just going to explain the Kc value, right. And I think you know that what are the characteristics of the Kc actually now. Now we will be discussing few questions depending upon the Kc, that how, let me see that how much you have got this topic. So what I have for you, the question I am discussing is that I have a reaction N2 plus 3H2 reversible 2NH3, temperature is 400 Kelvin, and what you get to see is that in this reaction Kp is 41, right. And I have one more reaction I am asking you that I need a Kp for this reaction. So again I am telling you, we have this reaction, this is occurring at 400 Kelvin, and I have the Kp value is 41, right. So now I have just reversed the reaction and I need the value for the Kp again, and you know that whenever we reverse a chemical reaction, the Kp value also get inverse. So that means if you just remember the characteristics, so you will be just doing it in 1 second, that is, yes, the Kp value for this forward reaction is 41, right. For the reverse it is going to be 1 by 41. So this will be the Kp value for this reaction. So that means it is just to explain you, don't get confused. See, these are so simple to do. You just need to remember the characteristic, right. The second question, what we will be discussing will be is that based on the same topic, right. So it is based on the same topic that we will be doing.